Good morning, dear student. Today I am going to discuss about meaning and characteristics of company. Before going to discuss that, let me introduce myself. Dr. Abdul Rashid, Associate Professor and HOD Department of Commerce, University of Science and Technology, Meghalaya. Let us know the meaning and definition of company and then characteristics of a company. We know company is an important form of business organization. It is a modern form of business organization, and company came into existence after its registration as per the Companies Act. At present we have Companies Act 2013, and the companies, actually we know the word company basically in Indian context from East India Company. So it was a company operating in India, as well as still it exists. The company East India Company still exists. Anyway, let us know the definition which is given in the Companies Act 2013. As per section 2 subsection 20 of Companies Act, company means a company incorporated under this act or under any provision previous companies law. The previous companies law means we have Companies Act 1956, we had first Companies Act in 1850. In between there are so many Companies Act. Whatever act was there, if a company is registered under that time's existing act, that is a company. So that from the definition is not clear actually what is a company it is. So Justice Justice Landley has defined company in his according to his definition. A company means an association of many persons who contribute money or money source to a common stock and employ it in some trade or business, and who share the profit and loss as the case may be arising therefrom. So from his definition it is clear that company is an association of many persons. It may be individual, it may be other form of person like artificial person who contribute money, that is they are supposed to contribute money. It may be in the form of cash, it may be cash, or it may be other than cash, that is it may be other things like other property, to the common stock, that is the capital of the company, and purpose is to employ that capital or money or fund in the trade or business from where they will expecting some profit, or there may be loss also. So from here, if you analyze, a company is an artificial person. It is created by law, a separate identity and perpetual succession. That is, these are the features of company. It is an artificial person without personality. In the eye of law, it is treated as a person, and it is created by law because after registration only it can be come into existence. So it is created by law, and having separate identity, it is separate from its member, and perpetual succession, that is it will continue forever, it can run forever. So we'll learn more about these features of the company. So we can conclude that a company is a registered association who is an artificial legal person having an independent legal entity with a perpetual succession, a common seal for its signature, a common capital comprises of transferable shares and carrying limited liability. So these are the some features of a company, and these things will be more clear if we discuss these characteristics of a company. So let us know now the characteristics of a company. First is a incorporated body. Company is a incorporated body, that is it is a registered association. It must be registered as per the Companies Act at present 2013. Without registration a company cannot be created. Once the registration is done, when a company gets the certificate of registration issued by the registrar of the companies, it comes into existence. So it comes into being from the date mentioned in the certificate of incorporation. So then second features or characteristics, separate legal entity. A company is separate from its member. It is distinct from the member. It can own its property, it can have bank account, it can raise loan, it can incur liabilities in its own name, and it can enter into contract. So a company can own, enjoy, dispose of property in its own name. Shareholders are not private or joint holders of the company's property. Perpetual succession is another characteristic. A company is a stable form of business organization. Its life does not depend on the death, insolvency, or retirement of any or all shareholders or directors of the company. Members may come and go, but company can go forever. A company is an artificial person who is brought into existence by law, and it can be ended by operation of law alone. So limited liability, another features of company is a limited liability. If members shareholders liability may be limited. So there are limitation, like 3 types of limitation here: limited by share, limited by guarantee, and unlimited. So limited by share, those company shareholders liabilities up to the share value of the company. That is, if a company suffer loss and it go for liquidation, in that case, if there is a loss, the shareholder will not pay beyond the face value of the share. And if the company is limited by guarantee, this is mentioned in the memorandum of association, at the time of liquidation of the company or wind up of the company, the member is liable to pay the guaranteed amount which is mentioned in the memorandum of association if there is loss at the time of liquidation or wind up. In case of unlimited company, members' liabilities are unlimited. Those companies actually not trading company, those are for charitable purpose, which are formed under section 8 of the Companies Act. Basically, those company share capital is not there. Then next feature is company is an artificial legal person. So in the eye of law, company is an artificial person, is created by law. So it's not like natural persons. So it's a legal person because it's created by law alone, and it is a person because it is similar right to a natural person. It can enjoy some fundamental rights, of course, but not as a citizen. Company is not a citizen, of course. It is an artificial person without personality. Then common seal is another features of company. Actually, a company being an artificial person has no body similar to the natural person, and as such, it cannot sign documents for itself. So it can act through its agents, who are called the directors, but having legal personality, it can be bound on by only those documents which bear its signature. So its signature is here sealed. So as per Amendment Act 2015, the common seal is a mandatory now, not mandatory now, it is optional. Section 9 of the Act does not have a phrase and a common seal in it. So this provides an alternative mode of authorization for companies who do not wish to have a common seal. In these cases, a company without a common seal can be performed the authorization by 2 directors of the company or 1 director and company secretary. Transferability of shares. With reference to transferability of shares, we can categorize the company 3 types of company. For a public company, its article of association do not put restrictions on transferability of shares. That is, a shareholder can freely transfer the shares to any person at any time. So its article do not restrict its member. However, the article shall prescribe the manner in which such transfer of shares will be made, and it may also contain bona fide and reasonable restrictions on the right of members to transfer their shares, but absolute restrictions on the rights of members to transfer their shares shall be ultra vires. In case of private company, restrictions is a article of association restricts its member to transfer shares, but it is not absolute restriction. That is, even private companies, shareholder also can transfer the shares. But in case of OPC, share of OPC, that is 1% company's share cannot be transferred. Then separation of ownership from management. As we know, company is an artificial person, and its management is done by the board of directors and salaried people like managers and other people, salaried employee. But companies members directly do not involve in the management. Actually, Board of directors is generally elected by members in the annual general meeting, and day-to-day affairs of the company is managing by the board of directors. So the directors are appointed as well as removed by the members. Thus, the act has ensured the ultimate control of members over the company. The company is not a citizen. Another important features: a company is not a citizen but has a nationality. Its nationality depends on the place of its registration. That is where the registration office is located. That is the what to call the company's nationality. Will have that nationality of that country. Then capacity to sue and be sued. So it is another features of a person. An individual can sue and be sued. A company also can sue and be sued. That is, a member of the company can sue against the company. Similarly, a company also can sue against the member, and it also have right to has right to seek damages where defamatory matter is published about the company which affects its business. Then we have limitation of action. A company cannot go beyond the power stated in the memorandum of association, that is MOA. The MOA of the company regulates the power and fix the objects of the company. So these are the important features of the company. Thank you all for watching.